Good day, class. Let's solve this question. Calculate the maximum height a ball of mass 1.2 kg will attain if projected vertically upward with an initial velocity of 17 meters per second. Solution. You need to know again that this question has to do with motion. And in this case, when it comes to objects going up or down, it is always under the influence of gravity or against gravity. Hence, there will be a modification to our equations of motion. Remember, in one of my episodes, I told you that we have three basic equations of motion, which is v is equals to u plus at, s is equals to ut plus half at squared, and v squared is equals to u squared plus 2as. Now, in this case, when it comes to motion under gravity, there is a modification. The first one is that we do not talk about linear acceleration now. We now talk about acceleration due to gravity. So there will be a change here where I will now have v is equals to u plus gt instead of this a. For the second one, I will have, instead of my s now, which is the horizontal distance, now we now talk about vertical distance, which is what? H. So my h will be ut plus half gt squared. Also, I will have v squared is equals to u squared plus 2gh. Having take note of this, you should now know that for objects that are going up, they are moving against gravity, the acceleration is negative. I mean, the acceleration due to gravity is negative. So this equation here holds for objects under the influence of gravity. Under the influence of gravity. Please take note. What do I mean? That is objects that are thrown down. For instance, somebody is at the top of a building and it throws something down. This equation holds for it because the acceleration due to gravity will be positive. But for every object that is thrown up, instead of this plus, we now have a negative sign. Therefore, again, the equation will become v is equals to u minus gt, h is equals to ut minus half gt squared, and v squared equals to u squared minus 2gh. Please take note that all these equations hold for objects that are against gravity. That is, objects that are thrown up. Take note in a layman's term. But for these objects that are under the influence of gravity. Now, there are some conditions for each of them. For object that is thrown down, in this case, the u is 0. Please take note, the initial velocity is 0, but it has a final velocity. So our v will be equals to v, or it can be given or found. But for object that is thrown up against gravity, in this case, our u is equals to u. U is given, but at the maximum height, our v is equals to 0. Therefore, we can now come back to this question. Therefore, having explained that, you can now see clearly that this case here is a case of motion against gravity. So let's get our parameters. We have mass as 1.2 kg. It's projected upward with an initial velocity. Remember I said for object that is thrown up, it has an initial velocity. So our u is equals to 17 meters per second. Don't forget that I said that at the maximum height, the v is equals to 0. Now what are we looking for? We are looking for the maximum height. So let's go back to our equations of motion for this case. And we have v is equals to u minus gt, s, which is now h, is equals to ut minus half gt squared. Then we have v squared is equals to u squared minus 2gh. So let's look at it. Which of it is applicable here? Okay? The first one is not applicable because it does not have height. Let's look at the second equation. I have my u given, but I do not have my t. Therefore, I cannot use this. But let's look at the last one. I have my v, which is 0, I have my U given, I have my G, of course. We know acceleration due to gravity as 10 meters per second, except it is stated otherwise. Then of course, we can get our H. So using the third equation, our V squared is equals to U squared minus 2GH. Now, let's bring this to this side. So I have 2GH equals to U squared minus V squared. Therefore, my H is equals to U squared minus V squared over 2G. So let's plug in our value. What's our U? 17 squared minus 0 squared over 2 times 10. 289 over 2 times 10, 20. Let's divide that and it gives us 14.45. Remember, we are looking for what? Height. Therefore, we have 14.45 meter as the height. Thank you.